So I'm going to explain to you how you can make being disciplined so fun that it's hard to be inconsistent. Now, a lot of us, when we think about being disciplined, living a disciplined life, a lot of times it can seem boring or just unappealing, right? Because of how challenging it actually is. But I think you're coming at it from the wrong perspective. Fun is not easy, okay? That's boring, right? Like, if there's no challenge, if there's no achievement, if there is no progression, what do you have left? That is boring. That's extremely boring. And I find that unbearable. So I think initially we're coming at this from a bad perspective. I also think it's important to really talk about what discipline really is. Like what does it mean to be disciplined or to live a disciplined life? Well, what it doesn't mean is you need to have a strict 4 or 5 a.m. regimen. It doesn't mean you have to do ice baths. You don't have to live like David Goggins in order to be considered disciplined. If you ask me, being disciplined just means that you're prioritizing yourself. You're prioritizing things that are going to make you better each and every day. I like to focus on 6 things every single day, and that is to pray, meditate, read, work out, drink 1 gallon of water per day, and work on my personal craft. Now, for me, that's content creation. That's like these videos that I make. This is my craft. This is what I like to do. As long as you're doing those 6 things, however that looks for you, that's living a disciplined life. The reason that I've named these 6 things is because they're going to get you closer to reaching your full potential in mind, body, and spirit, which ultimately is what we're after. Okay? God has given us these gifts, these amazing capabilities in these 3 realms of life: mind, body, and spirit. And I think it would be an extremely foolish thing to take these things for granted and not see what we are capable of as human beings, as God's creation. So that's what being disciplined is. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to be performing at your best every single day. That's just unrealistic. What it does mean is that you're going to put your best foot forward. As long as you put your best foot forward, you can achieve whatever it is that you want. And that's the reality, because that's the way we were designed. But a lot of us get overwhelmed by the idea of being disciplined. We often paint it in our heads, the idea of becoming disciplined is like this daunting thing, this unachievable, unclimbable mountain that is somewhere off in the distance, but it's not. It's just not. In fact, you can be disciplined whenever you choose, because that's what it is. It's a choice. You can choose to dedicate time in your day to prioritize yourself, to become a better person. And the reason that that is appealing and it shouldn't be looked at as this daunting thing is because that's where you really get the full experience of life. And that is what I want to be the overlying message um, in this video, is that if you truly want to experience the fullest, that everything that life has to offer, and really experience life to the fullest, you're only going to get that when you choose to try and live as disciplined as you can. Because what that means is there is a starting point and an end point. There is where you currently are and where you're trying to get. Okay. And discipline is going to be the vehicle that gets you from point A to point B. Now, will we ever reach point B? No. Now, that might sway a lot of you away or make you feel some type of way about it, but it shouldn't. Okay. And let me explain. The very thing that makes life enjoyable, the thing that gives us fulfillment, is process. Think of point B, okay, your end destination, as a championship, right? The trophy. If you practice a sport or if you've ever played a sport in life, you know that the trophy doesn't mean anything unless you put in the time to practice day in and day out, and you put in those extra hours and you put in your blood, sweat, and tears to becoming worthy of the trophy. That's what makes it valuable. That's why it is so desirable to know that you prove to yourself that you can do it. You prove to yourself that you are capable of the things that you want to accomplish. If someone came up to you and just gave you that trophy with your name printed on it and you didn't do anything to get it or to earn it, it just wouldn't mean anything. And it applies the same way to life. If you just get handed everything to you in your life, it's hard to really appreciate or feel like you've earned what you have. And that is where you experience true fulfillment. You can only get that by being disciplined. Because again, discipline is going to be that vehicle that gets you from where you are now and where you strive to be. It gets you from being the person that you currently are today to transforming and evolving into the person that you want to become. That is fun. And it's more than fun. It's not just fun. It's beautiful. It's poetic. And I can't imagine living life any other way. Now, I want to make something very clear. I'm not perfect. I face the same struggles that you do. I do not perform at my best every day. I try, but if I could, I would be aiming for perfection. And as I said before, perfection is just unrealistic. It's unattainable. But that shouldn't push you away from at least striving to be the best version of yourself that you can be, that you can manage. Because that's fulfilling, that's rewarding, that is a beautifully treacherous journey. And I describe it that way because it is poetic, it is movie-esque, but there are also ups and downs, and you will get lost along the way, and you will have to climb treacherous mountains, and you will have to put yourself in the face of danger and adversity, and you will have to learn how to adapt and prevail over these things. But with time, you will learn and you will grow into a stronger, more equipped version of yourself than you will have ever been. And yeah, it'll be hard most of the time, but you get moments where you kind of get your head above water or you reach a peak on the mountain and you look back and you see all that you have done, all that you have accomplished, over all that you have overcome. And that's enough to keep going. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you got something out of this message. Have a blessed day, and I will see you soon.